Hi everyone, it's Don, and I hope you're having a fantastic week. Today I want to bring you Catherine. Catherine is the cruise director on the Queen Mary 2 that I took in December on that transatlantic crossing where we ran into all kinds of bad weather and windy weather. Category 11 was the rankings we had out in the ocean, so she had a lot to deal with to keep everyone entertained as we weren't allowed to get up on the top decks and spread our legs. So let's meet Catherine right after this. Why don't we start off by you introducing yourself to everybody?
Okay, well, my name's Catherine Kennedy. I am the entertainment director on Queen Mary 2.
Very prestigious ship out here in Cunard as well, which must come across with some unique challenges on board because people expect a certain level when you come on Cunard, unlike some other cruise lines.
We pride ourselves on delivering White Star service, so it is one of our brand pillars, absolutely. And every crew member on board, all three of our Cunard Queens, has to go what we are calling our White Star service program. So we have lots of different modules that teach from the captain all the way through to every single crew member on board, the level of service that Cunard expect and the level of service that our guests expect when they come on board. And when you graduate from this program, you get your White Star service pin, so we wear it with pride to say that we have been through that program and that we use that service standard in everything that we do.
And I can personally assure you this service on board has been fantastic, right from the stateroom attendants to the restaurant staff, entertainment. I've been enjoying everything. I absolutely love the seminars on board. I've learned so much. I have no idea what cricket is, but I've enjoyed the seminars with a speaker who used to announce all the cricket games.
Yes.
And he's written a book, and he's absolutely hilarious and was very fascinating.
He is hilarious.
And I know nothing about cricket.
You have to go away and learn the rules of cricket. It's a very, very English sport.
It is.
We've taken it around the world.
I know what it is. I've seen the throw, and I've seen there was a movie based around cricket at one point, Million Dollar Arm, I think it was called, and where a gentleman went through India looking for a pitcher, and he found cricket players and tried to convert them, right? And well, you can throw a cricket, but they aim down, and pitchers have to aim up. It's a completely different.
It's very different.
But it was hilarious, and I've learned so much. I imagine you tailor all the different seminars based on your itinerary a lot of the times, right?
Very much so. So obviously on a transatlantic crossing, we try and get a lot in that bridges the gap between Britain and America. We've got lectures, for example, at the moment on New York and the art and architecture of New York. And with a lot of British guests on board at the moment, that's nice for people that are making their way to New York and are probably going to spend a little bit of time there to gain that insight and that understanding before they get there. We set off soon on our world voyage, so we will have a lecturer on board that is specific to all of the destinations that we go and travel to, learning about the history and the culture of a lot of those places that we go through. So we do try and look at who is going to be on board, look at the places that we're going to, but then we also add lots of different varieties of subjects as well. So we've got maritime historians on board, we've got people that talk about everything right the way through it, to sort of art, culture, lifestyle.
Last night I watched a seminar on heroes and heroines.
Yep.
From a lady who used to be on a British television show.
She did Briar Scudamore.
Yeah, and I have never heard of it in Canada, but they had 10 million viewers on a regular basis. It's a huge hit show. And I Googled it and looked it up and saw all these old clips. And now I'm trying to find all these old clips of this show just from watching her last night.
She's lovely. It's the first time she's spoken on board, and she's going down very, very well.
Yeah. And then Fred Astaire, Ginger Rogers. I've taken in 2 of the planetarium shows so far. The only ship out there, by the way, Queen Mary 2, planetarium.
The world's first floating planetarium, absolutely.
And it is something to see. The thing I didn't know as well is you're the only 3D theater.
We're the first, yeah.
Yeah.
We have had a few people follow suit now, but we were the first 3D
Disney's
cinema
out there with their 4D kind of version of it, but a straight 3D, I think you're
Yeah.
still the one right now.
It's a wonderful cinema experience
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, I watched which one? Fallout with Tom Cruise. I
Yes,
watched
the
in
new
3D
Mission
the other
Impossible
day.
movie, yeah.
See, you don't. It's not just old movies you're going to see on board. They have a whole mixture of things. It will completely surprise you when you're on board, but everything is done with that quality in mind, I've noticed. Everything is meant for a higher standard.
The thing with Queen Mary too as well is we spend 6 days at sea on a regular basis doing
Yeah.
our transatlantic crossings, and so many cruise ships that you go on, you go on for the destination, you go on for the itinerary and the ports that you're visiting, but here the ship is the destination.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
that's why people come on board, and it's really important that in those 6 days that we're at sea people don't get bored. And I think when you cruise for the first time on Queen Mary 2, people are surprised by just how much there is to do on
Yeah.
board.
There's plenty to do, but there's also a very laid-back atmosphere.
Yes.
Where I've been on cruise ships, the large cruise ships, the Allure and the Oasis, and you feel like you have to run around because there's so much things that you have to do at certain times. You have to schedule it and run off. But I see a lot of people, they walk on with their favorite book.
Yep.
And they will just find a nice quiet corner and read. Meanwhile, they have the library on board as
10,000
well.
books.
10,000 books. I found my favorite author on there, Bernard Cromwell. Can't find him anywhere in Canada anymore because he doesn't publish, but I found his entire series
Impressive.
here. So I've been catching up on the odd story that I've missed from him. So I've enjoyed that as well. And so if you were to sum up what it's like to be a cruise director on board Queen Mary 2, what would be your hope that guests come across when they come on board and leave the ship? What do you hope they accomplish?
I think we always say on Queen Mary 2 you can do just as much or as little as you like. So I hope that every single person that comes on board can tailor their own transatlantic crossing to be exactly the way they want it to be. So whether you do want to go to the library, choose a good book, find your favourite little nook or cranny on the ship and read for a week, or whether you want to get that daily programme that's delivered to you every day, go to every single event, highlight them, mark it off and fill your days with fun. It's a voyage that's tailored entirely to you and what you want to do. So that is my hope for every single person that comes on, is that they can do just as much or as little as they like to on board.
And that's, if you guys know, that's some of my tips when I'm giving out tips for first-time cruisers, is don't overdo it. Look at your daily program, look at what the ship offers, find some of your favorite things, and then take some time to relax. And I think the Queen Mary 2 on this voyage, I think I work a lot on board, obviously, but I run around and I film and I do all these things, and I find hard time to relax. And I found time to relax
Good.
on this voyage.
Good.
And I've actually gotten some of my stress level down, and now I'm ready to go back out into the workforce again, a little bit more refreshed. And I think that's what a lot of people will do once you come on board. You can just leave all your troubles behind, do what you want to do, and know that you're being looked after. Because if a lot of people are looking for bells and whistles, you might not see the bells and whistles, but it's going to be given to you on a little bit higher level of service.
Nice to know that you can just sit back, relax, and let us take care of you the White Star way.
Yeah, just as you mentioned that, I'll just shout out to my stateroom attendant, because I work so often on ship, I will just go to the buffet some nights. So last night he saw me leaving my room. I literally walk up 2 flights of stairs, the buffet's there, I fill 1 plate, I came back down, my room was fixed and changed and vacuumed in there. In all of 4 minutes he had gone in, and so he's been fantastic. And I see that all along the ship. I think you actually have a little higher personnel level per cabin than a lot of other cruise ships have.
We operate on a basis of 1 crew member for every 2 guests that are on board.
And I've seen it 1 to 5 in some cruise ships. So again, you're going to get that stuff. Well, thank you very much. How long have you been doing this, by the way?
I've been at sea for nearly 9 years now, but in this role for on and off for about 12 months now.
Well, if you're still on the Queen Mary 2 in 2022, I may be joining you for a much longer voyage because I'm planning on doing one of the world tours.
Fabulous.
And filming and reporting every day from
Sounds great.
live.
Well, hopefully I will be here then.
So if we are, we'll meet again. Again, thank you, Catherine,
You're
very
welcome.
much for being here. Everybody, if you come on the Queen Mary 2, stop by and say hi. Lovely lady. Everybody on board has been fantastic, and you won't regret visiting the Queen Mary 2. So there you go. That's the cruise director or entertainment director, if you will, on board the Queen Mary 2. And like I said, they had a lot to deal with all those weathers, but everyone seemed to have a really great cruise. Everyone I talked to really had no complaints whatsoever, and they really enjoyed a lot of the seminars on board. And you can tell by there, I took in a lot of seminars, New York seminars, old movie Hollywood stars seminars. I took in the planetarium. I myself had a pretty relaxing and a really nice cruise, and it is a lot different to be a cruise director on a class of ship like this, because people aren't looking for those entertainments to get them pumped up and dance parties on the promenade and the deck. They're looking for somebody who shows sophistication and elegance, and that's how they want to be treated on this ship as well. That's what you're looking for when you sail Cunard, and especially the Queen Mary 2. And Catherine does a really good job. She's very friendly, so if you're ever on the Queen Mary 2, stop in, say hi, say Dawn says hi. If she doesn't remember me, tell her I'm the one person that she's done an interview with lately, and she doesn't do too many interviews, so I feel very, very honored that she allowed me to talk to her. And we had a nice conversation afterwards as well. So I hope you liked that interview. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world, hit that subscribe button. Till next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.